Did you think if you grew a YouTube channel, the money would just follow? I used to think that too, but after helping countless YouTubers grow their channels, I realized that's not the case for most people because they make 5 catastrophic mistakes that seriously hold them back. Avoiding these enabled me to generate $4 million from YouTube in the last 2.5 years. So in this video, I'm going to show you what they are, and then I'm going to show you how to fix them so you can avoid them too, starting with the first mistake, and it works like this. So do you have any idea what videos of yours are actually generating clicks to your website or generating sales? 6 months ago, I realized I'd been guessing all along, so I started tracking every click, view, and sale. And I was shocked when I discovered that this video here made $40,000 with 10,000 views, and this one made $7,000 with 300,000 views. The more data I started to get on links clicked in my description and sales, the more it became clear on not just what type of videos to make, but what type of things to say and do in my content that made the business more money. So that's why I stopped doing interviews or cut back on them quite heavily, because even though they are the most viewed type of video on this channel, this data made me realize if I wanted to grow my business, they were wasting my time. I'm going to make a video breaking down the best videos for making money soon, so subscribe so you don't miss that. I don't think anyone's ever spoken about this before. What's worse, if you're not tracking clicks from YouTube, applications, sales, and signups, you're probably focusing on the wrong videos that just generate you views, not business. So that's why not measuring your data is one of the biggest mistakes you can make now. But how do you measure this data? Well, you just need to track every link below each video. I use Revit. It's designed specifically for YouTube tracking. It shows you link clicks and sales from those link clicks in a really simple way. Over time, tracking like this builds a map of what works, so you can see what titles and content styles to make to earn more, bringing us on to our next mistake. So let's say you have something you're selling and you want to check how sales were, and the graph showed you this. Would you start to panic and go, oh, I need to change something? But what if I zoomed out a little bit and now your graph looked like this? Would you still be ready to jump in and make some changes? Because the truth is, when you use YouTube as an organic platform for your marketing, some days sales are going to fly in, others they're going to slow down. So avoid reacting to short-term daily or hourly blips that could derail your long-term strategy. Instead, zoom out and track what's been working over weeks and months, not days, and then come up with an action plan to change things if they don't look too rosy. Which brings us on to one of the biggest mistakes I see channels make that meant I made hardly any money from YouTube for a few years. So let me show you how this works and why I do exactly the same thing again. So one day I get an email with the headline, refund, and they're saying how disappointed they were in the course of mine because it had no content on writing, editing, or making videos. So I replied and I said, I'm very sorry about your experience. Would you mind telling me why you thought it included writing and editing content? And they replied, oh, I just saw a link below your video, clicked it, and bought straight away. But now I'm looking at your sales page, I've realized what I bought was exactly what you said it was. This was $1,000, and someone was willing to spend that without even reading what they were signing up for. But why would someone do that? Well, the reason is simple, and ignoring it causes too many people to fail, and it works like this. So imagine that in order to make money from YouTube,
all you need to do is fire an elastic band from one side of the room to the other. Backwards. Just pretend it went forwards. Channel A does this, but channel B slowly pulls back their band until it's almost a breaking point and then pow, flies 100 foot. So the mistake you need to avoid making is being like channel A. And the reason I didn't make much money on YouTube for years was because I was so focused on just pulling my elastic band back, slowly making tons of free content, building a ton of trust and goodwill. And that meant that when I did promote something, where did that go? Found it. It basically meant that people bought it really fast. Some people didn't even bother reading about what the offer is, they just signed up, and I even got emails like this. So the best way to think about making money from YouTube is that every video you make is just one small pull on the elastic band that builds trust and credibility. And you shouldn't just rush into trying to make money too soon, because you'll only get this far. But when is the right time to promote?
Well, that brings us on to our next mistake.
So what happens if you pull an elastic band back too far? Well, if you spend all of your time growing your channel all by yourself and you don't hire any help or get any extra support, you eventually snap and burn out. So the mistake to avoid is not promoting something when you are ready, because it won't give you the money to help hire, which will then take time off your hands so you can focus on more important things. You'll work crazy hours and then you won't build the lifestyle that you always dreamt of. So it's pointless.
But why would people not try to make money? Surely it's easy at that sort of stage. Well, it is. But I say 90% of the people I work with are terrified of their audience and the backlash they might get if they try to promote. So they can't bring themselves to do it. And if that sounds like you, just ask yourself this: why am I okay putting ads at the start of my videos for other people's products that could include rubbish and scams and things I have no control over, but I'm not okay with promoting something that I spent ages making that's amazing and highly targeted to my viewers' problems that could maybe change their life?
The truth is, if you have pulled your elastic band back for ages, you will have so many people who are absolutely delighted to support you that when the time comes and you do sell,
it's the newer viewers who are not your fans that tend to say mean negative things. So when is the time to promote something to your audience so you don't flop? Well, here's a rule of thumb. If you're consistently getting around 3,000 views per video, you've built a core community and a loyal following that looks like this. That's big, right? So it's time to reward them with something they can actually buy from you. Start with something simple, low ticket, like a workshop, and then once that's been a great success, move on to something bigger. Just whatever you do, don't snap. Which brings us on to the next mistake most people make, and it causes them to freak out a little when their channel grows faster, but their sales do not. And it is critical you understand how this works so that you don't overreact when it happens, because it will. So think of your channel like a funnel with 3 zones. We've got blue, orange, and red. The people in the blue have watched 1 to 2 videos, orange have seen 3 to 7, and red have watched 8 or more of your videos over time. To get sales, you need to move viewers from the blue zone to the red, building trust along the way. So when a new video of yours gets a big spike in views, it kind of feels like sales should follow immediately. But here's the truth. Most people need to see you multiple times before they're ready to buy. So you usually see the real impact of a viral video a few months later as new blue viewers watch more of your content and move down into the red zone where they're actually ready for your offer. So the mistake to avoid here is making big drastic changes to your sales and marketing just because more views didn't instantly give you a cash boost. Trust the process and give your audience time to go from curious to committed. And then if things don't start to pick up, start looking into why. Which brings us on to one of the biggest mistakes I see channels make. That means your viewers just don't care about what you have to say and they leave your videos early, which crushes your views and your sales. So watch this video next to learn how to stop it from happening to you.